Have you ever been mistaken for a prostitute at your pap smear? I booked my annual gynecologist appointment for 7 p.m. because it was the only slot that fit my work schedule. I came straight from a marketing presentation, wearing my best outfit, a fitted red dress, heels, and more makeup than usual because I'd been trying to impress a potential client. The waiting room was empty except for the receptionist, Sandy, who I'd never seen before. She looked me up and down with barely concealed judgment. "You're here for Dr. Brennan?" "Yes, 7 o'clock appointment." She typed something extensive into her computer, glancing at me repeatedly. "Cash or card?" "Insurance. It should be on file." She raised an eyebrow. "Right, insurance." She said it like she didn't believe me. Dr. Brennan was new to me too. My regular doctor had retired. She walked in reading a chart, then looked at me with surprise. "Oh, you're more put together than usual." "Than usual? This is my first time seeing you." She studied her chart again. "It says here you're a regular. Every 2 weeks?" "That's impossible. I come once a year for my annual." She showed me the tablet. There were dozens of appointments under my name, Natalie Morrison, all marked evening consultation. "That's my name, but those aren't my appointments," I said, confused. Dr. Brennan's expression shifted to something like understanding mixed with embarrassment. "Oh dear, I think there's been a mix-up. Can you excuse me for a moment?" She returned with Sandy and another woman I recognized as the office manager. They were whispering urgently. Finally, the manager approached me. "Ms. Morrison, I apologize for the confusion. We have another patient with your exact name who uses our evening services." "Evening services?" She lowered her voice. "We provide discreet STD testing and sexual health services for professional companions. Off the books, cash only. It's a community service arrangement." I stared at them. "You thought I was a sex worker?" "The other Natalie Morrison is. She specifically requested Dr. Brennan for tonight, but she just called to cancel. When you showed up dressed, well, dressed like what?" I demanded. Sandy jumped in. "Like someone who charges by the hour, honey." I wanted to be offended, but honestly, I was fascinated. "You provide medical services specifically for sex workers?" Dr. Brennan nodded. "Unofficially. They need healthcare too, but many face discrimination at regular clinics. We offer judgment-free services after hours." "That's actually amazing," I said, meaning it. "Most people don't think so," the manager said, "which is why we keep it quiet. The other doctors don't even know." They were all staring at me nervously, like I might report them or cause a scene. Instead, I asked, "Do you need volunteers?" "I do marketing. I could help you reach more people who need these services." Discreetly, of course. Their shock was palpable. Sandy actually laughed. "You want to help hookers get pap smears?" "I want to help women get healthcare," I corrected. "That was 3 years ago. Now I run the unofficial marketing for what we call the Evening Wellness Program. We've helped over 300 sex workers get access to judgment-free medical care. Everything's coded, untraceable, and completely voluntary." The other Natalie Morrison and I finally met last year. She's nothing like me. Blonde, 10 years older, and wickedly funny. She thanked me for not making a fuss that night. "Most people would have freaked out being mistaken for one of us," she said. "Most people are idiots," I replied. She laughed. "You know, I Googled you after that mix-up. Marketing director at a Fortune 500 company. How does someone like you end up helping people like us? Because that night, I realized you face enough judgment already. The least I could do is make sure you get proper healthcare without more of it." She hugged me then and whispered, "You have no idea how many of us you've helped." Dr. Brennan still jokes about it sometimes. "Remember when you came in dressed like Pretty Woman and we thought you were here for the special clinic? Remember when you ran a secret medical service for sex workers and thought I'd rat you out?" I counter. "Last month, the city gave our Evening Wellness Program an official grant. We're now legally providing services to marginalized communities." The other Natalie Morrison spoke at the ceremony. "This started because of a name mix-up," she said, "but it continued because sometimes the best mistakes lead to the most important work." She winked at me from the podium. I was wearing another red dress. Sandy, sitting next to me, whispered, "You still look like you charge by the hour." "Good," I whispered back. Maybe that's exactly the look I was going for. The program has tested and treated over 500 people now, all because someone thought I was a prostitute at my pap smear, and I decided to roll with it.